You don't like the region I chose? Well, get fucked, good sir.
Yeah. I'm
We've
now
been having
recording. I don't give a damn.
seriously, people. We have literally like struggled with these bots because last week, anybody who watched that episode, they know that I fucked up. Like the audio was kind of fucked up. That's why it was only like 45 minutes. Because literally there was probably 15 minutes of the episode that I had to cut out, 15, 20 minutes, because I don't know, Craig was being a bag of shit and not recording for some reason.
Well, that happened on our last podcast too with both of us.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it was the last 15 minutes or something like that, just for a
yeah,
half hour maybe. I don't know. Either way, yeah.
yeah. Well, and that's the whole point of this other bot, like the Geark one, is that he's like a backup in case Craig fails. So you could splice the audio if you need to. But it's like, fuck.
Are those names just like that's the bot's names, or can you choose their names?
No, that's their names. Like that's the name of the bot. So
Yark.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wonder who made them. Like, yes, I will call this one Craig. Okay, that's cool. And so, what are you gonna name the second one? Like Bob or something? No, Yark. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's literally just Craig backwards.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan would know it because he never shows up anymore. But
Yeah.
welcome back to episode 12, everybody. Of Not Rich, Just Bored. It's good to see it. Good to see you again, brother.
Hey man, it's all good. Good to see you as well.
How's your week?
It was good. It's good, man.
Yeah?
It's pretty refreshing. Taking that time off. It's good. Good to have
Doing
that
lots,
for.
doing lots of streaming.
I'm doing streaming and just kind of getting stuff done around the house and just nice little mental kind of break. Like I have the do this week on week off with the podcast, and then I also do like Whiskey Studios their show.
Yeah.
And like it was, Monday I do like Sundays and Mondays. There's a Sunday show and then the Monday show of Metal Gear, and it was our first attempt to try the 4-hour stream of Metal Gear, and it was really good. It was really refreshing. One, to take that week off, of not being consistent at it, like not consistent, but like going back at it, and then two, it just felt like in that stream we got a lot more stuff done, even though technically we're still covering for both those days, even though we're missing the one.
Yeah.
I think it something about it just felt more refreshing about it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, especially if you have a lot going on in your life, it's like all this stuff can be overwhelming, especially when it's in the hobby phase.
Yeah.
Like that's really what this stuff is at the time being. It's a hobby,
Yep.
so you gotta make sure you're making your money and making that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta be able to survive, is what I'm saying. You gotta be able to survive, and you can only have so many side projects. And I know people like to say, well, you can do what makes you happy. It's like, yeah, but unfortunately, with these fucking like $400 electricity bills that trigger the fuck out of me, yeah, you do need to work. Unfortunately, you do need to make money. So, unfortunately, that is an aspect of life. I always hate that when people talk about that stuff. It's like, well, if you really liked comedy, you wouldn't get paid. If you really liked blah, blah, blah. These YouTubers that get paid, it's bullshit. It's like, they're doing what they love. It's like, fuck.
I know, right?
Could you imagine?
The reality of it is people want to do people want to get paid for the hobbies that they enjoy. It's just like another example. Like I watch wrestling, WWE and AEW and stuff, and there was a thing that with Brock Lesnar, he was on a podcast. I'm not familiar with the guy's name, unfortunately, but
It
something
was Jake
McPhee, I
Paul.
think. Jake Paul. But he talked about the fact that like at the end of the day, when it comes to wrestling, like you can enjoy it, but at the end of the day, for him, it's about how how to sell your audience and to make that bread, to make that money.
Yeah,
Like for him, he doesn't care if he leaves a legacy behind. He doesn't care if he's in the Hall of Fame. He's just there to hopefully, like, hopefully put on a good show and make good money to support his family. That's what it came
yeah,
down to. It. He's just pretty straightforward, and I don't. I'll never like. I like the honesty of that, like the rawness, I guess, of those kind of conversations.
yeah. Well, and
It's not a
I think that's fair too.
yeah
Like personally, I don't think that's an unfair. Like I said, it's these people that are like they're just mad because people are doing a job that they enjoy.
yeah
Like they're
exactly
getting paid a lot of money to do something they enjoy.
yeah
It's like you would do the same fucking thing. You're
yeah
just it usually comes down to just jealousy at the end of the day.
exactly yeah.
It's like I'm just
It
mad at this person because they're making money.
isn't that just like yeah, and oh, man, that's a it's kind of a messed up thing. Now, of course, we I think we've at one point we could also say like I think everyone is to can be there to blame. Like I think I remember when I was younger, I would call out stuff like that. Oh, but that guy's
Oh
fucking making
yeah,
money and stuff over doing easy stuff, and then you start looking into it, and then you realize social media is a very can be a very hard job because again, social media can be like, don't get me wrong, you have to also watch what you say at work, right? But you know, the thing with social media though is, holy shit, man! If you have any kind of bad past in online,
oh yeah,
that shit can come back and haunt you. Like again, there's thousands of examples of it, but it's just one of those things where how you can make some really like if you're really talented and you can find that way to do proper entertainment,
right.
uh, um, you can make a good living off of it, like an incredible living off of it. But there is a lot of negatives when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, and
You're watched over with a fine tooth comb.
oh yeah, no, and everybody thinks it's so it's so funny because there's a lot of people that are they they exist like purely on social media and they get mad at every little comment. I'm like imagine being famous where you
Yeah,
can't upload a single thing without 100,000 people calling you a loser or calling you like just calling you out.
yeah. You can't truly speak your mind. You can't actually, in a way, truly be yourself
Yeah,
because there can be literally thousands of people that will disagree with the way that you act or the way that your opinions. And that's the thing, right? Canceled over your own opinions. A thought that doesn't technically hurt anyone, but someone will have a take it in a what's the best way to put it? They are this is probably I'm gonna say it, and you can take it as you wish, but I don't mean it in too much of a sense. But at the same time, mentally weak, um,
yeah,
to be able to accept that it's just an opinion. Some people take
yeah.
it like it's a gun, like someone waving a gun around.
I dude, I've been saying it. I've been saying it for years now. We're we're in this situation, especially with this whole fucking trucker convoy going on. And shit, we're in this situation where people can't have opinions, and people can't have differing opinions, and it's
Yeah,
like, and that's just how it goes with everything. It's like, and there's literally people losing family members, losing loved ones, getting into fight with spouses over fucking political and like social media type shit. It's like Whatever happened to agree to disagree? Just
Exactly, man.
yeah, just walk away. And that's how I am. I have a lot of like crazy conservative friends. I have a lot of crazy liberal friends. And
Yeah.
I don't agree with a lot of them. And I'm just like, if the argument ever comes up, I'm like, you know what? That's your point, and that's fair for you to have that point. I have a different point, but obviously we're never gonna be at odds with this. We're gonna always be butting heads. So let's just, set it aside. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, and I think I brought this up before, but it's kind of in a different topic or in a different way, but it's kind of a shame how a person could have two people could have different opinions and not be aware of it, but they could be friends for years and years and years, like, 20 plus years, let's say, for example. And then that opinion comes out of, say, this best buddy, and then they just don't they don't agree on it, but instead of just, again, like you said, just shutting down the topic and just putting it to the side or whatever, they fight to a point where they ruin their friendship out of it.
Yeah,
Over 20 years of friendship, and you're letting one opinion ruin your 20 years of friendship, and that just like, ah,
but he's a Nazi. You don't get it.
yeah. I'm not really using the trucker example. I'm just kind of just putting an opinion out there that people have,
No,
like, over just the stupidest things, right? But
I know. Like, I came out as gay to you, and you were like,
oh
"Wow."
god.
You're like, you were like, "I can't be your friend anymore." I'm like, "Don't be such a homophobe."
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how I feel. Shit. But yeah, it
Why do you
just
think my brother always tries to kiss me?
uh, that's gay. Well, how do they say it? Goon. It's gay with a dash of something else.
You got that right. But you know my brother, so you know he's a crazy person.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can actually hear him right now banging on the keyboard out there.
Fuck.
You know what that means? He's playing Heroes of the Storm,
Yeah.
and he fucking sucks at it. I'm just kidding. Don't kill me.
It's just an opinion. No, it's
If
not an opinion.
you guys don't see episode 12, it means I've been killed.
Yeah, send help.
But yeah, I don't know. I think people have gotten to the point where they're just kind of crazy now. We need to practice more love your neighbor and less of this division and hate.
Oh
Because
man,
honestly, I'm just over it when it comes to like interpersonal relationships. Just fucking agree to disagree. Stop it.
yeah.
Because
The you know
I know a couple, man. Like, and obviously I'm not gonna name them or anything, but it's like literally, they were fighting, and like they had like a really bad weekend, and they're not doing good relationship wise. I mean, so far as I know, anyway. I don't
Mhm.
know everything, but and it's like, well, what's the problem? And one of them was for this trucker convoy, and one of them wasn't. And
Yeah,
I'm like, just fucking get over it, you guys. Like, and I know that's easier said than done, but it's just like, don't let it affect your interpersonal relationships.
yeah.
Just leave it alone.
It's just crazy how, since this, and I don't know, it's always been back and forth with social media, but specifically, with this whole pandemic thing, and people are just at a point where, um, I think they're just done with it, right? But it's just the last 2 years have been like just consistently negative stuff. It's always a constant negative topics, especially on Facebook. In my honest opinion, um, and again, this is just my opinion on this situation.
Trigger warning.
People, people should get off Facebook more.
Yes,
And I
I
understand. Again,
I agree.
I guess, at the end of the day, it's just like what we discussed. It's just people having their opinions, but it's just like, man, like fuck. again, you know, I'm just tired of this whole pandemic. Like there's times, dude, I'll be at work and I'll start having these like mental thoughts of these scenarios, this pandemic and people's opinion, and then it's distracting me from work, and it that alone really pisses me off when I'm having these fucking random thoughts that I don't want to have thoughts. I actually am at a point in my life that I extremely enjoy the job that I have, the career. I'd like to have it a long term career out of it, honestly. I actually wake up in the morning, I don't feel miserable of going to work. I actually enjoy the idea of going to work. Um, and it frustrates me that there's these scenarios and these negative topics that are always consistently happening, um, that are kind of mentally kind of distracting me from something that I enjoy to do.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, freaking, oh, so frustrating.
that's the thing, man. I literally just I try to ignore all the talk about it, and
Hmm.
I'm just kind of over all of it. Obviously,
Yeah,
the big news things I like to cover on the podcast, and I do like to be involved in that because I do think there is like a limit of ignorance is bliss, but
yeah,
also I want to be still informed.
yeah,
But I'm not. But it's the people, man. That the people you want to avoid, or I guess the people that need healing, we'll say, are the people that just sit there and they're glued to Fox News or they're glued to CNN all day, and all they hear is COVID this, COVID that, and I was talking last week about how I was in a hotel room and I turned on the TV, every fucking channel that I went through, it was COVID, COVID, a news. Every fucking news thing was about COVID and a
yeah,
new variant and a death toll and stuff. I'm like, holy fuck, is this where we're at as a society? Like,
yeah,
I can't even find something to watch in a hotel room. Like, literally, there's no channel. I think there's like History Channel. That's it. But they were playing Pawn Stars, so I don't care.
yeah.
Or my metal detective show, which is The Curse of Oak Island.
Okay, interesting. Okay, okay.
But yeah, no, they were playing those two, so I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I was
You
like,
know, oh, sorry. Continue there for a second.
oh no, I was just saying,
Oh,
I was like, I guess I gotta fucking watch something on my phone because
right.
there's nothing on this TV.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll go on Twitter a little bit, but when I go on Twitter, it's simply for trying to look up kind of like WWE kind of news or Resident Evil kind of news, and then I try to drop out immediately out of it because I find when the longer you're into Twitter, again, you start falling almost into that same path as Facebook again,
Yeah,
and a lot
oh
of
yeah,
negative start popping out, and so yeah, I try to get out of that. Instagram has been my number one social media platform that I go to
dude, me too, me too.
because it's at the end of the day, you just filter what you want, and then
Literally, my fucking Instagram is just hot chicks, comedians, cars, games, friends.
yeah, same
That's it.
memes. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, and meme pages, of course.
yeah,
You
yeah,
got to follow those grape juice boys.
yeah, yeah.
You know what's killing me though too,
That's
and
it.
I know it's killing you too. Is that I what the hell's his name? But he does the Pastor George.
Oh yeah, Carlos something, I forget his name,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
god, that guy
yeah.
kills me.
He's so fucking funny. Yeah.
He is so funny. He's
If people are trying to, if you're not familiar, it's this guy. He makes tons of different kind of. It's almost like a weird meme slash reaction kind of
yeah,
videos that he makes, but like he puts his reaction, let's say, is more of a scripted reaction, and like the ones that we specifically like, me and Cody, are ones where like it starts off with like kind of like a sexual kind of related topic. Like there's this one where it's just like what was the recent one that I sent Cody was
yeah,
this girl playing the guitar. I forget the song that she's playing, but she's playing it with her tongue. And she's going she's going through the song, and then it cuts to him, and he's like fucking sweating profusely, and he has a guitar up to his ear, which is supposed to be a phone, quote unquote phone, and he's like, and he always goes, Pastor George, and then he it's something about that particular. Just what is it that the instructors
Yeah,
got me wanting to be part of a hard rock band or something.
yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
best one though is the girl like doing what was it? She was
The tongue one?
yeah,
The
she's
tongue was
dancing and
funny.
she was doing like a helicopter tongue. He's like, Pastor George, I'm at the club. The demons are out in full force. Making me wanna go the we will.
She's
Pastor George.
yeah, her tongue would be going like a helicopter, and I'm ready to about to take off.
I just love it because he's just sweating profusely
Yeah, yeah,
the whole time. Like he's clearly like dumped water over his head, right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
then he's like a verse, if you will, Pastor
yeah,
George, and he just like gets so desperate. It's oh my god,
yeah,
it is so fucking funny.
yeah, yeah, man,
Holy
friggin'.
shit, that
That
guy
stuff like
kills me.
that. Oh man, I agree. The stuff like that, man. It's a great like again. It falls into like you and same as me as well. I love comedy, and it's such a it's that escape that like few seconds that like out of like what's going on in the world, I can escape just watching some good old comedy.
Yeah, well, exactly,
Hmm.
and that's
And
that.
what's that?
No, you go ahead.
The other thing I was going to mention too is the, you know from comedy to a lot more movies are coming out, which is another big thing for us. Is we're huge movie connoisseurs, I guess you could say.
Oh
um
yeah.
I love going to like we all love going to the theater, and like and like some people have this discussion that they prefer to watch a movie at home because it's cheaper and stuff, but here's okay, and that's fair. That's fair. You can save yourself money in a certain way for that. But there's something like for me, the reason why I truly love and I think theaters should always stay is for that experience. Not only that, but like you know this pandemic for some people, and maybe still to this day, I don't know, I think it's getting better now, but for a lot of people who are stuck in their houses for so long, it's a great way to get out of the house and just get out there.
Yeah, and nothing. Honestly, I mean, unless you're a millionaire, nothing beats like the theater experience. You know.
Yeah, you're right. A big sound, big screen.
Yeah, but also I like, especially like for those big movies, like Marvel movies and shit like that.
Yeah,
I like experiencing it with a group of people.
yeah, I agree.
Like we went to Jackass
Oh,
last week,
yeah.
and like, dude, that was so fun.
Yeah, man. I had a fucking blast.
We may or may not have been. Oh, speaking of heh, my brother got prime times from his friend, which is awesome.
Prime time, you said?
Yeah, prime time cigars.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I just wanted to
Nice.
add that as a footnote because for context, we can't get those in Canada. You
Oh.
lousy Americans! Just kidding, but seriously, we can't get them in Canada anymore under the Flavored Tobacco Act.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Shame.
stupid. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we were a little cooked and we went to Jackass and it was so funny.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to experience it with like a full theater, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
everybody's just pissing themselves and
Yeah.
oh god, like I said, you can't. I guess you can buy that experience, but I was like, you can't buy that experience.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so
And
fucking
that
funny.
again, like we watch our if D-Man uh sets up like a kind of a movie time at the house here, we all get together. We usually pick a movie and we have a good time laughing and stuff, enjoying it.
Yeah.
But again, that theater experience, it's just like a next level thing when you're like with strangers and you kind of like connect in the sense of like, like when fucking the whole theater's laughing or cheering. There's just something about that next level to it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
just
yeah. When Francis Ngannou fucking uppercuts a guy in the balls so hard that his spirit leaves his body. You can't. Come on, you can't buy that experience on a street corner. Like that was everybody was just dying.
yeah.
And yeah, I enjoy. Like I said, I enjoy those movie nights with D-Man or wherever, or just having a movie night with friends in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the theater experience is just extra fun.
Oh man.
Plus, there's something about theater popcorn that really does fucking hit different.
Yeah, I agree. Something about it's
Especially when you
amazing.
smoked a number. Uncle Joey here.
Yeah. I was gonna say with the whole movie thing, the two movies that I'm excited about, and I'm going blank if there's anything else that's got my attention, but the two that have my attention right now is Uncharted, which I think comes out tomorrow for us, the
Yep.
17th.
Yep. I'm excited for that one.
I don't know how it like it's kind of on the fly. Is that something we want to see like on probably Friday if we're free?
Yeah, we might be able to see it on Friday or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, anyways, we're gonna figure something out for that. We still gotta talk to our other buddies and stuff, see what their scheduling is like. And the other next
We're
movie
gonna
that
do
I'm
this. No, we're gonna do this on podcast time.
we're gonna
We're gonna call them live on the
yeah,
air and be like, "Hey, by the way,
speakerphone.
I know we're recording the podcast, but would you guys like to go to the movies?"
Yeah,
But seriously though, I do have something on speakerphone. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it for you guys. Okay, here we go.
Okay. See what it is. God.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
George, a verse, if you will.
Okay, calm down.
Demons brought me
Jesus.
to the club, and Pastor George, they got this one girl over here. Her tongue moving counterclockwise. Got me wanting to go back to the future.
Oh my god!
I love that.
For anybody who's wondering, that's that guy, Carlo Malice. That's his name.
Yeah.
CarloMalis. Please go. You will not regret. What? Holy shit! What was that? You will not regret. Hi, I'm Barry Kripke. I'm here because I heard there was going to be a waffle. I'm Barry Kripke. But yeah, that's the Pastor George guy.
All I can think of is
Pastor George.
hot rods. Where do you get off? What do you mean?
Why are you saying it like that? Why am I saying what way?
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying Uncharted. Yeah, Uncharted. We're gonna have to see. I think it's gonna be good because it's I mean Mark Wahlberg. So there's a lot of people that are wondering about the questionable cast, but I honestly think what, Mark Wahlberg's good. Tom Holland is absolutely. He's honestly incredible. Like a lot of people, kind of myself included, thought he might have been like a one-trick pony. With like Spider-Man, but I saw him in like The Devil All the Time. Did you ever watch that?
No, I haven't.
That's it's not a horror movie. It's a thriller movie, but it's about like I kind of say horror because it's got some disturbing parts, but it's a thriller is what it is, I guess, kind of. But it's like, yeah, it's crazy, and it's got Robert Pattinson in it, and he's a creepy priest, and it's really good. And like both of them are really like that's another thing, and ironically it's another movie that we need to talk about that's coming out eventually soon. Here is the Batman.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to
Because
bring up next. Actually,
yes, I figured you would. And but like those are two guys, and it's funny because they're both in that movie, The Devil All the Time, and they're like they're both good actors. It's so funny how people tend to pigeonhole
yeah,
these pretty boys, like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and then uh
Robert.
Robert Pattinson as Edward from Twilight. It's
Mhm.
like they've done a lot of good, like especially Robert Pattinson. He's done some amazing movies since,
Yeah,
like like The Lighthouse or whatever that. What was that? It
yeah,
was with Willem Dafoe.
yeah. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was actually really good.
Yeah, like that's one that I didn't watch, but I've watched a few scenes from it, and it's like the acting is top notch.
Yeah,
He's not like the fucking weird creepy vampire dude. You know,
yeah,
it's like he's got other characters under his belt, and
yeah.
I think the same will be with Tom Holland. He was good in The Devil All the Time, and I think he'd be good. I think from the trailers, it looks like it's going to be a pretty entertaining movie.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going based off like Uncharted 3, I'd say.
I think so.
Or
Uncharted 3 and
yeah, but with Uncharted 4,
yeah.
like they got like the plane crashed, which was Uncharted 3, right?
I think that was 2 actually.
Or was it 2? Okay, maybe it was 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was number 2 because number 3 was the other one. But this one's gonna have his brother in it, isn't it? Like Nathan's brother, Sam, I believe his name
Uh
is.
I don't know exactly. They talk about him in the trailers that what I've seen, but
Yeah,
again, I'm not too sure. They've actually done a pretty good job of kind of in a certain sense, or that, or else maybe I'm just not watching the right trailers. Because you know how some
yeah.
movies they'll literally spoil just about the
Well,
whole entire movie, you know?
it's gotten to a point where I don't even watch fucking trailers anymore, unless I'm
Yeah,
really, really hyped for it. But I
yeah,
just usually don't, because man, I feel like they give away too much these days.
yeah, yeah,
So
man.
I don't know, I think that's gonna be good. And oh, dude, the other thing too is that I don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully soon. But that Doctor Strange movie,
Oh yeah,
I think it's called Multiverse of Madness.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking crazy.
I know,
I'm
dude. I've been hearing a lot of rumors going around with it,
oh
eh?
God, like what?
Okay, how I guess I don't know if I would even consider because it's rumors.
Well,
So I wouldn't.
speculation alert,
Yeah, speculation
speculation
alert.
alert.
So the so apparently because there's been talk about previous actors, right, playing different roles and they never got.
Yeah.
So there was rumors going around that because at one point apparently Tom Cruise was supposed to be Iron Man and that
Right.
never worked out.
Yes.
So there's apparently been talk that maybe Tom Cruise might be in it. There's talk about all three. No, was it all three Hulks or the first
Yeah.
two? Edward and who's
Edward
the first
Norton,
guy?
Eric Bana, I believe,
Yeah.
was
Okay. There's
first.
talk about those guys being in it. Um, what else was there?
It's actually Edward Norton's character from Primal Fear. Don't see that
I was
there was no Aaron.
I was gonna say American History X.
Well, if you want to find that character, you just got to look at your local trucker convoy.
Yeah, yeah. Just a curb stomp away.
Yeah,
The what else? There's something else that they were talking about too. Um,
I think
spit
it
it
just
out.
look.
Spit it out.
I think it
I
looks
forget.
sick. I think it
Yeah.
looks sick with the evil, like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
which I guess was something from the comics. At some point, there was a evil Doctor Strange or evil version of him. So I'm not too familiar with that myself, but I know a lot of people that are fans of the comic are hyped for that too. So
Oh,
I
you know
know.
what? There's this isn't actually this isn't I don't know, to a certain sense I guess it's kind of like it's all Marvel related, is kind of connected in certain ways. Uh Morpheus,
Right.
or is that what it is? The vampire?
Yeah,
With
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius. That's it, Morbius.
Yeah, yeah. I
With
was like
Jared
Morpheus.
Leto. Morpheus, yeah. Morbius.
Morpheus is the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, right. So an interesting thing that's going around as well. There's
Yeah.
rumors going around that supposedly Morbius is in the Toby Maguire universe.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I actually heard something about that too, actually.
Hmm.
But because yeah, people were talking about because people were talking about there's a spider. They talk about Spider-Man in the trailer,
Yeah.
and there's some posters of him or something,
Yeah.
and people were like making correlations that it's not the Tom Holland Spider because it's not the Iron Spider and stuff, and but
Yeah.
then people who have watched No Way Home or whatever, is that what it's called? No Way Home? Yeah.
Yep.
Spoiler alert: everybody loses their memory of the Iron Spider
Yeah.
because of the thing. So that could be why too. So
Hmm.
because maybe the Morbius movie takes place after it. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess we'll see when it comes out.
The kind of backtracking a little bit, the Batman movie.
Yes.
I just seen I just saw a new trailer for that. It's more of I guess it's like a short. You know, there's trailers and then there's like 30-second trailers. I forget what they call them. I think they're
Teaser.
called
Yeah.
shorts, teasers. Yeah. Um
Called Facebook
the
Reels.
mm, kinda,
In
the
a world.
what's his face? He was the um Jesus in the Big Lebowski. Who's that guy?
Oh, John Turturro.
Yeah, he's in it, eh?
Okay. Yeah. I think I actually saw that on IMDb or something.
Yeah,
On there,
yeah.
he's credited.
They show us a very short scene with him in it in
I
one of
didn't
the
watch it.
trailers. It's
Who?
it's kind of neat. It reminds me the witty. It's kind of like a witty part, like from Christopher Nolan's Batman. Remember the part where the Batman's threatening him and he's like, yeah, you know, if you're gonna threaten someone, do it. Or how did that go? I forgot how that line went, but it was something about like, if you're gonna threaten someone, maybe put me at a height that will kill me, because this won't, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Batman's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm planning on it, drops him and breaks his legs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's something like, it's not as crazy as that, but like it was something around the lines of like, you think your mask and cape is supposed to scare me, and then it's like Patterson's like, no, I'm supposed to, or something like that around the lines. How he presents it, or how he puts that line out there, makes it kind of seem a lot more badass compared to what how I put it, but it's kind of neat. It
That's
gets
like
me
the.
excited for the movie. For what I've seen so far, I'm actually really excited for this.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be like a darker Batman movie. And it's funny because the Christopher Nolan movies were technically dark Batman,
Yeah.
but like this one looks like it's gonna be really. I don't know.
It it the
After you see Rod Pattinson like breaking 7 guys
Yeah. It's the
like Jackie Chan.
characters. The thing I like about these Batman movies, Christopher Nolan to now with this new one, is I guess I can't really truly say about the new one, but the other ones were grounded. You know what I mean? Like something about, like, you know, the old Batman movies, the 90s and 80s ones or whatever, they're all goofy. You know what I mean?
Very
Whereas
goofy.
the characters, the characters in the new ones, to a certain degree, were, yeah, grounded, and like this new one seems grounded too. Like I don't know, I don't know how to put it. That'd be the best way to put it.
Yeah. Well, they went for more realistic interpretations of the villains.
Yeah, and
You
I
know,
think I really like that. And again, that's one of the reasons why I don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the Toby Maguire movies, especially the first one. Like, you cannot tell
Uh,
me that you don't like the first Spider-Man movie. William Dafoe is like now that's like an overt again. It's the kind of going into that goofy character kind of thing, but it was such a great, well done thing of it that I love it. But
everything
Tom,
was good.
yeah, the Tom Holland villains were awesome too because they were grounded. Like it kind of okay, the last movie kind of got a little goofy again, but like the first movie, you know what I mean? Like giving
Yeah,
that backstory to Vulture. Is that right?
yeah, yeah. Vulture actually had like a really relatable story.
Yeah, it was such a grounded, like a well written backstory for his character. It like and I'm curious about this one because there's talk that it's a kind of a very similar scenario with this new Batman movie. So it gets me excited, like the idea of a person possibly having mixed feelings between the good guy Batman and the villain, just like Spider-Man and Vulture. Vulture, at the end of the day, he was trying to look out for his family, and Tony Stark kind of he screws him over. But, like, he doesn't realize, but it just shows that what it's trying to what the Spider-Man movie or that specific movie shows is the actions of one thing in one movie, they look heroic, and then you see in this first Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland how the effects of the damages they've done, how
Yeah,
it's affecting people's lives, and then people are like, again, people are trying to utilize this time to make like Vulture's thing was, oh, I'm going to clean up this city, and all of a sudden this big billionaire comes by and takes all his literally his life's work, all his money, and he can't do anything about it. It's like, how do I support my family? Well, I got to go to a thing of crime,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
yeah, I
it
love
was,
that.
yeah. No, it was a great villain, and it was like, yeah, super well written, and he actually had like I said, he's relatable. He wasn't like the Joker from The Dark Knight, where he's just chaos. He's just evil because he wants to be. You
Yeah,
know, and I'm not saying the Joker wasn't well written because he was very well written, but
yeah,
it's nice to see a villain that's not just evil because he's an evil motherfucker.
yeah, yeah,
He's evil because the system screwed him, just like
yeah.
it screwed us with $400 power bills. Believe me, right now, if I had access to a fucking flying vulture suit, I'd be going and taking fucking the government weapons and selling them too. Actually, you know what would happen to me?
What's that?
Oh, I was like, holy fuck, did you leave?
No, oh
No,
no,
you don't.
this is bringing the dog in.
No, you know what would happen to me? I would fall into a vat of electric eels,
Okay,
and then I'd show up at your house, Ryan, and I'd
yeah,
go, "Don't you know I'm Electro?"
okay. That's a goofy movie. The Amazing
Yeah,
Spider-Man were goofy characters.
yeah. Come on, everybody loves the lizard though. Paul Peter Parker. I definitely liked, yeah, Jamie Foxx's Electro better in No Way
The new one.
Home.
Yeah,
Yeah, than in like where he's just a guy and he's kind of got like the cool electricity,
yeah,
rather than where he looks like a fucking blobfish.
yeah,
Transparent blue.
yeah. No kidding.
That's one guy that's got to be like the goat. One of the goats of acting is Jamie Foxx. Literally,
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen a bad Jamie Foxx movie.
no. He's supposed to be. I don't know if it canceled or if it's still happening, because he's been doing this like he did No Way Home. But there was talk a while back, unless it's out and I'm just completely oblivious. But there was talk of him making a Mike Tyson movie where he
Oh
plays as Mike
yeah,
Tyson.
That's right. I forgot about that. I don't know what happened to that. Let's look it
Yeah.
up. See if it's on. Because I know there was a Mike Tyson mockumentary movie back in the day, like 2008, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was called. It was like a documentary style.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's literally called Tyson.
Oh.
Oh. Uh.
Okay.
Well, the other guy's still recording,
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good. Concern pause. I'm like,
I think we
Yark
should be okay.
stick. We should
Sorry,
be good.
sorry, guys. We lost. We lost.
We lost Craig.
Yeah, we lost Craig. And
We're kind of going through a little. What is it? PST. The don't leave us, Yark.
Pastor George, a verse, if you will.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
But yeah, we should be good with just Gyark.
yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be it looks like it's still going.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim. Okay, it's gonna be a limited series,
Okay.
apparently. Fuqua with Fuqua? I don't know what that is. But yeah, man, I'm excited for that because he's awesome. Like I said, Jamie Foxx literally can't. I've never seen him like. I've never watched a Jamie Foxx movie and been like, that was really bad. Like one of my favorite ones of all time is The Soloist, which is
Yeah.
him and Robert Downey Jr. So good.
Okay.
But hey, you know who got screwed though?
What's that?
Besides Craig leaving our studio,
Yeah.
you know who got screwed?
Do
The
share.
people who bought Battlefield 2042.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm one
so
of them.
are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see how you feel about it and how the audience feels about it. But so there's a thing that happened last week. There's now a petition for a refund on Battlefield 2042 because it's going free, right? It's going free to play.
Yeah.
So now there's this petition for everybody to get their money back.
Yeah.
And it got a bunch of signatures, I guess. And okay, so me personally, I don't know. I don't really agree with it because I think all the people, unfortunately you included, I think you guys should have fucking known better. And
Yeah, man.
and knowing that just it goes back to the old thing about like cyberpunk and stuff. I'm so sick of everybody like supporting these companies when they obviously have broken games.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I refuse to buy Dying Light 2 right now. I really want to play it. I really want to talk about it. But all I see in every fucking thing is that it's super fun, but it's buggier than hell.
Yeah.
It's just, that's so fucking unacceptable. When did you ever see a game get released on like the 360 and before that where you play it and there'd be a game breaking bug right away?
You know what I would have. Yeah, and I part of it was for me. It was just praying. It was a gamble, more or less, right?
Yeah.
Because I bought the deluxe version so I could play it early, so I could play the beta, I guess you could say, or the pre-release. And so the scenario for that, honestly, is, and I don't. It was me and a few buddies that picked it up, and they seemed kind of okay with it. I don't think they're playing it anymore, though. They're playing other games, including myself. I don't play it, but the reason why I still have it but I wish I would have gotten rid of it. Is literally I would have sold it or asked for my refund like in the actual true portion of when that game first came out, because Steam allows you to get a refund in a certain amount of time of playing
Right.
it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that or I think it's like a certain amount of hours, or it's based on also a certain amount of days. I think it's like a mixture of two. I don't know. I'll have to take a look, because if I'm still in the threshold of being able to, let's see here. I'll take a look here. Battlefield. Where are you?
Like,
I have 18 hours, 18.1 hours into that game. And the reason why I still have, like, there was no one, if there was no friends of mine that picked that game up, I would have returned it a lot sooner. But it was one of those things, because I remember it was like third day in or second day in of playing
Right.
it, and I remember telling my buddy, I'm like, man, I'll be honest with you, this game sucks. Like, I spent
yeah.
$100 on this game, and this game is a piece of garbage. And it's so disappointing because I love 3 and I enjoyed 4. 4 had its little hiccups at the starting, but 4 ended up turning out great. But 3 was like the cream of the crop. And then when you have not really X, maybe I guess you could say X developers of Battlefield series, especially the guy who created 3, go out and be like, yo, fucking you guys, what the hell did you guys do? Like, how you guys, and like a guy who understands game development and stuff, putting in his pieces and where he thinks everything went wrong with Battlefield, uh, that's gotta say something. Like, it's just, oh, it's so frustrating, man. Like, if I could have, I would have returned it.
Yeah, and well, that's what I feel like too. Is just I feel like a lot of people would have, but like honestly, when it comes to these games, I don't trust fucking game studios anymore. I don't
Yeah,
trust anybody to put out.
isn't
Uh,
that sad?
it's really sad, man. It's especially because games are more expensive than ever, and it's like if you're gonna spend, damn, they're about $90 almost. This is Canadian now, not American. I
Yeah,
think America it's like $60, but up here it's 80. But a lot of these games are fucking. I don't even fall for it really anymore. These deluxe editions, like you said, it'll be like $90 to $100, right? It's
yeah,
like you get some cool shit. It's like most of the time it's not even worth it.
yeah.
But it's like, but whatever. I digress. It's just I don't fucking trust these companies, and I knew Battlefield was gonna be shit. And it's so weird how they're going backwards. They used to be like the one where you could take down buildings and you could blow shit up, and
Yep.
now it's like there's no destructible environments. There's
No.
no nothing. Like they've totally gone back on what made Battlefield Battlefield, and it just and then that on top of all the bugs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just too much.
It truly is.
I don't know. Like I said,
It's such a shame, because this was supposed to be the game that was supposed to make Call of Duty go, okay, we need to take a step back and
yeah,
get our shit, because Call of Duty is in a point of, um they've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You
yeah,
know, they need to change something up. And that was what this was supposed to be. This was their wake up call. But fucking unfortunately, they
nope,
decided to pull a piece of shit out of a toilet and put a price tag
yeah.
on it.
I
And
I
it's,
think what Call of Duty's doing is they're getting diminishing returns now because people are realizing that like it's just wait, this is the same game. Why am I fucking buying it over again?
yeah,
It's just it's a tired formula, right?
yeah. But you know,
So
the interesting thing, with Call of Duty as well is, um, oh, sorry, the what I'm seeing is I watch a lot of streamers. There's your specific main ones like Disrespect and Tim the Tap Man and a few others. But when you act
Ouster.
when Yeah, Halfster. No, I don't play it. But when you watch those guys now, like and I play really punishing games. The one game that I play, and a lot of the guys make fun of me for it, is it's Tarkov, because it's a fucking unique game, but it's a hard pain. It's a survival shooter, what it is, but it's extremely punishing. And
Oh yeah,
the joke is I like to get punished, I guess. But the so
dominatrix.
right. But the funny thing is, I've seen Doc Disrespect. Um, he's playing that game more and more now that he understands on how the game works. Man, it's wild. He will start off like I think he has like certain days specifically in the week where he makes it a Call of Duty day, and then there's like a Tarkov day sort of thing that he streams at that particular game. But there's times, dude, where he gets so tired of Call of Duty Warzone so fast that he's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna go play some Tarkov because he actually enjoys it. Like there,
Yeah,
there's not like, and for me, man, like it got Call of Duty got tiring really quick. Like I'm still shocked that uh Sword friggin' like I don't think he plays it hardly as much anymore. He's been getting into the VR world, but I'm quite surprised on how long he has been playing it, because it's just been the same shit, just on a
yeah.
big map, you know. And I know you were playing a while back with him. I don't know if you haven't been playing lately at all, but it's just
I
now it's gotten to the point where these streamers that actually play it weekly for a living, they've gotten to a point where, like, even Tim the Tatman, like, he ends his stream sooner now when he's having a shit time, because it's like you
yeah.
get the again. It's actually going back to a conversation we had in a different podcast about talk of for a while there. I think it's kind of slowed down again, but the increase in hackers, and how we talk about how specifically with the pandemic, how people were staying at home playing video games more, so you have
Yep.
more skilled players, or to another sense, we call them sweaty players, which
Yeah.
is a term of like to really try hard people. And it's gotten to a point where you have a game that feels really stale, and you have a bunch of tryhards. So your casual players are now getting bored because it's the same thing over and over again, and then they're not enjoying the game because you have a bunch of tryhards where they can't enjoy their experience. Like, as much as they say that the skill base is supposed to be the same, like you're supposed to be partnered up with people with the same stats as you, it's not the case at all.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. What about those botted lobbies?
Yeah, I'm hearing about that. And funny thing is, Battlefield is another example of you bringing that up. Is apparently a lot of times they can't even find. Like, what the heck was it? At one point, I remember reading an article at the highlight point of when most of the servers are typically busy, a certain threshold time. The drop in player count dropped by 75%.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So what happens is these servers that can't find people, they fill them in with the bots. So a lot of people are apparently running into servers where it's just filled with fucking AI.
That well, and like it's like Sword was saying when he was on, like Justin.
Yeah.
We were talking. It wasn't on the podcast, but we were talking about how it's weird that streamers on Warzone they they seem to get easier lobbies, and I do think they do that on purpose. But like,
I think most. I honestly truly believe that too, and I honestly believe it's not just Call of Duty. I think Tarkov does it. I think a lot of other companies have streamer lobbies.
yeah, because like I said, the sweaty players, man. Me and Justin, when we're playing Warzone, we can't. You can't shoot. There's no such thing as a casual engagement ever.
Mhm.
When you're gonna engage another squad, you better get your shit together, and you better
Yeah.
dot your T's and cross your I's, because it's fucked. Every player is skilled, at least skilled enough to kill you. And
Yeah.
you know as well as I do that Justin's not bad. He's
No,
good at it.
he's fucking really good.
He's really good.
He's honestly the best when it comes to he doesn't really play third person games, but his first person shooters, Justin's fucking awesome at it. He is so fucking skilled, and like yeah, we look like we pick up the PC for the first time when we're playing games with him.
Oh, he's unbelievable at shooters.
Yeah.
But it's like, and apparently there are billions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, like he's unreal at them, and he's having a hard time. Like
Mhm.
like that shows you how fucking like sweaty the lobbies are.
Yeah.
But then you'll watch these streamers, and you know they're good. A lot of them are fucking world champions. But even so, like people like Doc and stuff, they'll still, Doc's not a professional by any means. But I mean, he's good. But like, still, he shits on a bunch of guys, and like there's times where these professional streamers will, like I said, there'll be a guy like on the side of the building, and they'll just like one tap and be like, bye. I'm like, if that was me, that guy would have been laying suppressing fire on me when I was 6 miles back.
Yeah.
He would have had like a proximity mine on me or something.
I was going to ask you, an interesting thing, just on the topic of video games. We had this discussion yesterday, and one game that he's excited for, and I don't hardly know anything about, is this Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And there's a few other people that talk about it. I don't know how they're excited for this. Okay, so for me, again, I haven't really truly looked at it, and every time I've seen a video on it, it's never gameplay. It's always like for a game that's supposedly, from my understanding, is coming out soon. Is it not?
Yeah, 9 days away.
Yeah, we're 9 days away. I'm still watching CGI trailers for it, and to me, that's really concerning. Why aren't you showing gameplay? Why am I
Yeah,
watching a scripted thing that has no gameplay related? It's strictly like, I don't even know if it's truly, I wouldn't even call it in-game render graphics. It literally looks like old school, like I'm doing the Resident Evil series, right? And you've watched a little bit of it. You know what I mean by CGI cutscenes, right? Where it's just
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not even the game itself. It's not gameplay footage. It's CGI scene. So, and that's what I keep seeing from this game, and I'm like, wow. I'm
Now that is what most people are sharing. There is a gameplay trailer.
mhm.
I think looks like Bandai Namco. Hold on.
Do they
Looks
have
like
it
Bandai.
on Elden Elden Ring?
Who's
There we go. Okay, it is
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Steam.
Yeah, and there is gameplay. There is gameplay like trailers released.
Okay.
There's one of him like fighting, him fighting dragons and all kinds of weird shit. But
Okay.
the biggest thing about this game that I take away, and I'm not like one of the hype guys. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it. I'm gonna play it for sure. It looks
Yeah.
interesting. But the biggest draw and hype about this game, is that it's directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki,
Okay.
as well as George R. R. Martin.
Okay.
That's the Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with the second guy. I'm
And
not familiar with the first guy.
so Miyazaki, not to be hold on a second, I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of the other guy.
Yeah, because
Yes, yeah, okay. This is where some people have been getting confused. So I didn't want some people to get confused because one of my favorite directors of all time is Hayao Miyazaki, which
Okay.
he did all of those Studio Ghibli films, and
Okay.
they're fucking amazing. Like they're anime, but they're his own art style. Like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, all that shit, right? Kiki's
Yeah.
Delivery Service, which do you know who voiced Kiki
No.
in the English dub? It was Kristen Dunst
Okay.
from
Nice.
from Spider-Man fame.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't want people to get it mixed up with Hayao Miyazaki, because when I think
Okay.
of Miyazaki, that's who I think of. But this guy, the reason he's a big deal, this Miyazaki Hidetaka, is because he wrote. I think he was the creative director on the other Souls games,
Okay.
like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro.
Okay.
So all of the From Software games, he was
Mm.
the director, and I believe, and that's why everybody loves him. But then Elden Ring is gonna be more of its own fantasy thing, because of George R. R. Martin writing it as well. Which I
Okay.
don't understand. Which I don't understand why people are excited that George R. R. Martin is writing it, because that guy he couldn't even finish his biggest bestseller.
Yeah.
So I don't get the hype around that, but I
Yeah.
think I think most of the hype for most people is because it's From Software, and the Soul series is very popular.
Yeah.
So I don't know. From my point of view, I know Justin's very excited for it.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm excited. Like I think I'm gonna play it, but yeah, I'm not totally hyped for it because I also was not a huge fan of the Souls games.
Okay. Yeah. That was actually my next question. I was going to ask you: have you played the Souls games? And what are your
No,
thoughts on it?
I played the first one and I uh I just couldn't get into it because it's just too hard. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, at the end of the day, for me, it was too hard.
Hmm.
And I know I could have, focused up and I could have fucking probably beat it.
Hmm.
But at the time when I'm, and I might try it someday and play it. Who knows? But
Yeah.
like at the time when I tried it, it was just like, holy fuck, this is frustrating. And I just I did not want to deal with it
Yeah.
because it was just that. Have you played it, Dark
No.
Souls at all?
No. I though. Honestly. Other than Elder Scrolls, those are like I don't really have interest in that kind of the
In
fantasy.
RPGs and fantasy.
Yeah, RPGs I
Yeah.
don't mind depending on what kind of RPG it is and stuff. But if fantasy, I'm very particular. And again, like it,
Yeah.
I'm watching videos as we speak, or as we watch this or talk. But it looks interesting. But at the same time,
It looks
too,
really beautiful.
yeah.
But I'm
But
telling you now, if it's as hard as like Dark Souls, I don't think I'll enjoy it
yeah.
because I just like I said, I do not enjoy like I don't enjoy those punishing games. It's
Hmm.
just that is not fun to me.
Yeah.
I enjoy like a punishing side scroller, like a retro game.
Yeah.
Like Battletoads is a hard game, but it's really quick and easy to play and it's really accessible, so
Hmm.
it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But like Dark Souls, like every fucking boss is a challenge, and every fucking boss has you have to basically do this certain
Yeah.
pattern or you're fucked.
Yeah. And it's funny. I get what you mean there with, like, it's funny how a person like will not like one game because of it punishing, but it's all based on the design factor. Like normally, it's funny. Like, okay, so I really enjoy Tarkov, but I haven't played it for a while, honestly. Usually me and my buddy Ken are playing it, but I haven't touched it in, God, it's been over 2 weeks maybe now. But
Holy shit.
again, the thing too with Tarkov is one. I need to play with a duo or more, and the other thing is the mental, like especially like my work. I love it, but it's also very like it's not really a physically demanding job. It's more mentally the amount of stuff that I'm doing,
Right.
and the at the end of the day, like I'm kind of drained. So I don't play Tarkov typically on weekdays anymore. And if it is, it's weekends. And then on my
What?
weekends, I'm busy typically. Like I'm usually hanging out with you or hanging out with or
Right.
doing other stuff. So
What's a game that requires focus? I had the same similar conversation with Justin about how like it's like impossible to play any of those crazy games like Warzone or like especially like Tarkov or something like that, or DayZ, any of that kind of game.
yeah,
You can't just come from home and sit down and play that for an hour.
yeah.
It's like
Or
you're so fucking beat tired from work
mhm,
that like it requires a lot of focus to play those games.
yeah. I think like DayZ we pulled it off in the past, but again, we played that game
Yeah.
years ago now. But and
But,
also
but there's no such thing as an hour-long DayZ session.
no, and I feel like that's kind of the same with Tarkov. Is you need a few hours for Tarkov. You can't just play for 30 minutes and call it because it's just then it just feels like a waste of time at that point, and that's like kind of a shame, right? Because I, I don't know, it's kind of a weird way to put it, but
Yeah.
Tarkov, it's just one of those things you need to at least it's like DayZ. You need to get a few hours into it just
Oh
to
yeah.
one to enjoy it and two just to feel like you've kind of accomplished stuff. And I think that kind of goes for. I think maybe part of that has to do with the fact of it being a survival game. Tarkov's a survival-ish RPG game, where DayZ is a. I don't know if it's considered RPG DayZ, but survival game anyways. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that might be the reason. Is it's a survival game that, yeah, you need. It requires your attention and
It
focus.
that's what it is. It does require focus because you gotta
It's
like
like a
any
mini
engage.
job.
Well, yeah, any engagement in that game, you
Yeah.
got to be fucking ready on the trigger and shit. So
Hmm.
definitely requires focus.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a couple other things that I did want to get to. But yeah, we'll definitely talk more about Elden Ring, especially if I play it.
Hmm.
But real quick, we just need an F in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, put an F in the chat.
F in the chat.
Yeah, I got one there. There we go. Okay. Somebody passed away last week.
Oh, really?
Do you know who that was?
Oh, I'm going blank.
The Google Stadia.
Oh, fuck.
Right, you're like, what? Who
I
died?
swear there was someone just Oh, you know what I was thinking of?
Roger Moore?
Uh, no. Roger Moore died a long time ago.
He died like 10 years ago.
No. Ghostbusters director.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did die actually.
Yeah. I forgot. I forgot we had this conversation though.
Yeah.
On the
But it wasn't
Google.
on the podcast, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ivan Reitman did pass away, so
Yeah. It's a
that
shame.
really sucks. I'm glad that he got to see his son's movie at least,
Yeah.
and hopefully he was proud of it. But yeah, it's definitely a shame. He was one of the greats.
Yeah.
I'll forever watch Ghostbusters and Stripes forever. Two of my favorite movies.
Yeah. So
But
yeah.
no, the real death was Google Stadia, and I think
Yeah.
well, by real death I mean the one I was talking about was the Google Stadia. It's officially done. I think they're going to support it for a little bit, but it's for all intents and purposes the project is not being supported anymore in the future. No
Yeah.
future releases. So I just want to say that real quickly because I think it's a little funny because I said that from the beginning that okay, so I guess they're saying it's not dead. They're saying that the Eternal Game Development Studio is being shut down.
Okay.
But let's be honest, though, we know what that means
Yeah.
because. But the thing is, Google Stadia is a good idea, but not yet.
Yeah.
And I think in the future, what we're gonna see is that the Google Stadia was ahead of its time. I think that's what people are gonna say in the future.
Yeah.
Is that it was ahead of its time
Yeah.
because it was, but unfortunately, it's just I shit on it all the time because it's we don't have the internet capabilities in most areas to stream games.
Yeah, that's what this is. Stadia is a streaming service, and I think the purpose of it was um, to make a cheap. Because they had hardware, did they not?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was like a little box thing.
yeah, it's a box, and what the idea is you're supposed to get high tier gaming, like in the sense of high graphical gaming. So like the idea that you have a $500 computer that can hardly run anything, and you always wanted to experience the max ultra graphics of a game, to understand and see that. So
Yeah,
the idea behind it is you would there's you I don't know if you buy the games or rent the games or how that went, but you streamed the game.
I'm pretty sure you bought them. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I said this just kind of assuming that everybody knew what it is, but I guess yeah, there is some people that probably don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, for all intents and purposes, I think it was made like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. I could be talking
Mhm.
out my ass, but
Yeah.
basically, yeah, the whole idea is yeah, it's just literally. I think you could either get like a smart TV app, or you could buy like the little box essentially that came with a controller. And yeah,
Mhm.
essentially you never had a disc, you never had anything like that. You never had it actually on the hard drive. You would just
Yeah.
stream them from the cloud, which I think is going to be a future thing. I
Yeah.
think it's a good idea. I think it's going to be the future of gaming at some point.
Yeah.
But right now, it just wasn't, well, especially 3 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, how many people have fast enough internet to do that? If you're not
Mhm.
if you're not in a city, you're fucked. And even if you're in a city, good luck with the bandwidth.
Yeah. And I think
Imagine if
there's a,
all your I was just gonna
delay.
say, imagine if all your neighbors were streaming Stadia games at the same time. It would be bottlenecked like crazy. Like the fucking bandwidth would go insane.
Yeah.
Shaw
Yeah,
would be like, "Ah!"
yeah, it comes down to the bandwidth and the consistency too, because I actually had this conversation, who was it that I had this conversation with just recently? Oh, my buddy Kyle, our buddy Kyle. um Not your brother, but the other, another one where we know,
Gremlin.
Stremlin. uh we had this conversation on how, so our provider, our internet provider, we can get up to a gigabyte up or download, and we get up to 100 upload. And
Right.
like there's other providers that do 1 gig up, 1 gig down. And but the thing that they can't be honest about, and I just don't understand why they just can't. I don't know, it just frustrates me when a company can't be honest. Like, why can't you
Yeah.
just tell us, like, okay, you can get up to 100 speed, but you're, unfortunately, as the network system is in that particular area, you're going to average a consistent speed of upload at maybe like 10, 5,
Yeah.
4 megabytes. But you will sometimes get the peak of 100, but it won't be a consistent like half hour or something like that of it. And that's one
No.
of the issues when it comes to Stadia. compared to a movie. A movie, don't get me wrong, is also big, especially if you're watching 4K content on like any kind of movie streaming service. But a game's even bigger, and there's so much other stuff happening. Plus, there's a consistent input also to that. So an output. So uh, you start running into weird delays from the controller to the game on reaction time, and yeah, there's just so many factors right now, like Cody was saying, is we don't have currently there's no service provider that can give you the optimal service to be able to do that.
No. Well, that's what I was saying. Even at the best of times, our city internet's still fucking shit most days,
Yeah,
especially in the winter.
yeah, well, I just streamed when I streamed yesterday and I streamed today. Streamed today was not too bad.
Yeah.
Buddy was telling me that it dropped, but I didn't see anything on my side. But yesterday, and I think even the last stream before that, my my internet shit the bed, and it wasn't like I lost connection. Like, it was weird. I still had a live connection, but my upload speed just went to shit. Like, I just lost all of my upload speed. So I lost, like, the one day before, I cut out my stream cut out like 3 times. And then when I'm watching the program that I use to stream, it's called Streamlabs. Um, I'm watching my upload speed, and it's like usually when I'm streaming content, it's at 720p. It's like 3.5 megabytes, or as they like to put it, they put it in kilobytes. So
Yeah.
3,500 kilobytes, mine is usually averaged at. And at one point, I'm sitting there watching it, and it's like 12 kilobytes, 12, only 12, and then it all of a sudden pike up all the way to 20,000, so 20 megabytes, and then drop down to 912 kilobytes, then goes up, then goes to 5, then goes down to 3. And it's like, holy man, where's the consistency here? It's just all over. Then
Yeah, not even close.
eventually, right? And then eventually it flatlines again at 3.5, and I was able to do the rest of the stream. But it's just, again, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, well, and yeah, there's no consistency with anything, and it's funny that you did bring up streaming because that's actually the best. That's the best way to look at it at the Stadia thing is
Yeah.
we could barely fucking stream 720p video of you playing games.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we gonna stream the actual game? And
Yeah.
then say you want to stream that game. So you're streaming a stream of a stream. Like, there's no fucking way our internet would work this. But it's so.
Yeah.
But what it comes down to, I think, is it's all guys in Silicon Valley, and they got like a gig up and down internet, or probably like 2 gig internet, and they're just like, why doesn't it work for you? I don't get it. I'm on Google. I'm on Google Fiber, but why doesn't it work on your fucking 300 megabit Telus internet? You know?
Yeah.
Your fake gig Shaw internet. Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. Anyways, there was a couple other things I did want to get to. So there's one thing. This is a quickie for you.
Okay.
It's going to be a corner called Cody's Quickies, which is not something that I want to. I don't want that to get around.
Okay.
But anyways, first segment of Cody's Quickies. Okay, here we go. There were actual news articles because I know you know this. The Super Bowl was recently, right?
Okay.
And there was a bunch of old hip hop guys that did the halftime show, right?
Yep.
And it was pretty awesome. But there's articles coming out. Are you aware of these?
Yeah, I've heard of the one. Yeah,
Have you heard about them?
I've heard of one.
Okay. Well, this is the important one. This is the one that I want to talk about because this is important news, and I think everybody needs to know because this is cutting edge stuff. This is the edge of journalism. This is going to live with an Incan tribe in in the fucking Africa and living amongst them and learning their ways. That's how deep this is. Okay?
All right. All right.
Here's the news article. Okay. Everybody sit down, or if you're driving, slouch back. Don't crash. Okay. There's articles coming out. Okay, I'm serious. Hold your breath here.
Okay.
That
Hold it.
Snoop Dogg apparently was smoking a joint before the halftime show. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus Christ! Can you believe that?
Yeah. That's
can't.
weird.
What a weird thing!
That's a weird thing.
What a
That's
fucking
weird. That's
what
really
what a,
weird.
what a weird fucker! What news is that? There was literally news articles saying Snoop Dogg caught smoking a joint before the halftime show. Bitch, he probably smoked like 6 of them. Do they even know who Snoop fucking Dogg is?
Yeah,
That's his fucking thing. He was literally on the roast of what roast was he on? Justin Bieber on Comedy Central. He's smoking a blunt on the stage for fuck's sakes.
yeah. I don't know if it's because of it being such a huge event or something. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. That seems like journalism that they don't know what to talk about, sort of thing.
They're like, in other news, water is wet.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly.
I'm a virgin.
If oh my god, it makes me wonder if friggin' Snoop Dogg's gonna make a statement. I hope he doesn't. I hope he just just shakes his head and walks away from that whole thing because
Well, I don't think he's gonna.
sorry guys for something that I've known to be doing for the last 40 years of my life. Like,
Walk up in the club just to swank in my hair. And then Martha Stewart was there, and she's like, "Give me some of that shit, Snoop." But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was a hilarious article. I'm like, holy fuck, guys! Did you know the sky's blue too? And that thing in the air, that thing that's glowing at night, is the moon. I thought it was the anti-sun, but it's actually the moon.
that's the moon? Oh my god.
Yeah, Dogecoin to the moon.
It's going to the moon, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty fucked. That's a fucked article, and those guys should be shot and quartered for what they've done. Fuck. Just for utter incompetence.
What
But also,
frustrates Cody?
yeah. Well, just people write dumb shit. That'd be like if somebody wrote an article on Michael J. Fox. He was twitching in the stands. He has Parkinson's, you idiot! Justin Trudeau stutters over his words. You're actually simply asking for too much right now. You're asking for more than we can give. I like how, and this kind of goes into the last topic here that I wanted to get to, because we're almost gonna wrap here. But it was. Did you see Justin Trudeau address the nation from like a fucking secure bunker? It looks like he's like he's got a. Yeah, I don't know. It's not it's not his house where he normally dresses. And he comes out, he's like, I just want you to know that we are not scared of you and we do not support this terrorism and we will defeat you. Something to that effect. And I'm like, you're not scared, hey? That's why you fucking up and left Ottawa like too sweet there, brother. And you're in your fucking fallout bunker now. Definitely not scared.
I hope. Man, I think. I'm just gonna put this thing out here. I guess I think at the end of the day, to most consent, I think most governments have their positives. They have a good idea to each one, and everyone has negatives. I think they've run their course for Trudeau. They
Yes.
just need to get him out of there. They need to get him out of there. And it's not like I'm not. Again, politics are such a very. Again, we talk about it here. We have been talking about it in this episode too. But
Yeah.
we politics are very touchy subject because the opinions get, again, we talked about this earlier, people's opinions get um it's such a harsh topic right now, and
Well,
everyone's opinions are,
it's inflammatory. Yeah, that's what it
yeah.
is. It's
But
inflammatory. It's
you know,
polarizing.
we have I have friends that are liberal, and you have friends that are liberal, but I have friend like uh I'm not saying names, and because I don't know how they want to, like, I don't know if they want to have their opinion on what kind of government they prefer, a public. But so I won't say the
Yeah.
person's name, but they're a liberal person, but they're tired of Trudeau. They would really like to have a new leader in the Liberal Party,
Yeah.
because he's again, he's run his course. Um he's he needs out.
Well,
He's not a good face for liberals anymore. If there's a, like, again, if there's any goodness in liberals,
yeah.
that's probably a bad words, um struggling with them, but he's not doing a good job of it. They need him out. They need to get a
No.
new face in liberals need to reevaluate their
Their party.
their party, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people need to understand. Like, how I'm viewing it is, if it, like, I like a
Eh,
specific party. It's pretty noticeable because we live in the western side of Canada, um,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
like, it's just like, and I understand people in the West. They're At the end of the day, Canada's very split down the middle when it comes to politics, and the other issue is because what it doesn't help is you have two sides barking at each other for different opinions in on how the Canada should be run. And the thing is that for us, how our provinces work on this side, it's very it benefits us being a conservative party. But on not only on top of that, you have a government that's run on the east side of things, that those people live differently compared to us.
Yes.
And it's very conflicting because most of the time, no matter what party, usually it's always to benefit the East more than the West, because they're in the East side. They're looking over themselves and
Yes.
the larger majority. And I had these thoughts, and I think we were talking about it yesterday, maybe, or I definitely having this conversation uh
Yeah.
with one of our buddies. I think you were there.
I was streaming their billions to
Ah,
the
yes,
Discord. And so
yes,
I was streaming it to Discord for you guys. So I was pretty fucking focused, but I caught most of your conversation.
yeah.
But I was focused most on zombies.
So, I don't believe in this separating the West from the East and trying to make our own country. I think
No, it's
that's a
silly.
stupid, silly thing. Again, I shouldn't say stupid. It's my opinion. I think it's a dumb idea. There's the people that believe in that have their reasons and understanding of why they think that's beneficial. My thought on the scenario is, I honestly truly believe, to an extent, where nowadays specifically, I feel like, I don't know, this may be a conversation I want to have with my parents, both my mom and dad. I imagine they have their own political views, of course, as well, um, on this. And
Right.
and I don't know how Canada was run in the 80s and 70s and truly the 90s as well, because we were kids. And it what being an adult now and seeing how things are run and how things operate on this side, I feel like it's almost to a point where I feel like we almost need a Senate in the West. We need like one country with two parties. And our buddy I think put it in another good way too, but I'm just kind of saying my side of things. Um I think what we need is we need the idea of a full government that's running things in the east side, and I think we need a full government running things on the west side of things. And then you have your separate provincial parties and stuff like that, which liberals and all that jazz can be have their votes. But I just feel like we're so divided, and we operate so differently. I just don't feel like
Yeah.
it benefits us anymore as a country.
I yeah, and it's so hard, man, because the whole point of the whole point of a one party ruling system is that like that's who gets to decide the budget. So if we had two prime ministers, for example, like one for each party for each side, then they'd just be fighting over fucking budgets, right? And it'd be impossible. But
Yeah.
I almost think what they need to do is get more power at the provincial level. Let federal be for the crazy shit, the National Guard, shit like that, the army. Let them, work more closely with that. But let the provinces do their own thing more.
Yeah.
Because then it's not as big, because then our province will be conservative and we won't have to worry as much about, federal carbon taxes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because it's when it comes to Trudeau, I don't blame the Liberals in what was it, 2016 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When did he get in? Something like that, 2015, 2016. I
Maybe like
can't remember now.
2015, I feel like.
Yeah. But I don't blame him because he was a fresh face and he was, son of a politician. I get it. But what bothers me, and again, I have liberal friends that have said the same words. They've had this whole mentality of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's just like this guy has failed them multiple times. He's failed to deliver on promises, and you keep voting for him.
Yeah.
And again, I understand my bias because again, we're from Western Canada, and it benefits us greatly to have a conservative government. But unfortunately, I really think he's embarrassing at this point. And I don't agree with the way he does things and all the broken promises. Like he's been promising those indigenous tribes the clean drinking water thing. He's been promising that for fucking years. And he still hasn't done it. It's pretty clear that, and there's that whole SNC Lavalin scandal, and I don't know. To me, it's pretty clear that he's just in there to, drink wine and, get his say. And at this point, he's fucking turning the goddamn country into this weird fucking, hopefully not, but might be fucking communist shit going on soon. Because this was the last thing I want to talk about, and I'll just kind of breeze over it a little bit, but I do think it's a big deal.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard about it. It just happened like 8 hours ago.
Okay.
Essentially, but basically now with the chief finance minister of Canada, I believe that's her name, or sorry, that's her title. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Her name's Chrystia Freeland.
Okay.
And anyways, so she basically they basically passed this notion now under the Canada Emergency Powers Act, because there's a state of emergency because of those truckers, right?
Yeah.
And basically they made it so that the government can freeze the bank accounts of anyone that is suspected to be using their money to support the Freedom Convoy. And with no legal ramifications. No legal ramifications. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Think about this power. And there's talks, because I feel like I have to drill this into people's heads, but when you give a government power, even if it's emergency power, like we did with COVID, they have a real problem giving that power up after.
Yeah.
It's what leads to tyrannical dictatorships, which is what I'm seriously worried about. I don't want Canada to do that. So,
Yeah.
but there's already talk about them keeping this around even after the 30-day emergency power is done. But it's like, literally, it gets to a point where I don't agree with your opinion. I'm going to block all your money. Now you can't spend money. You're fucked.
Yeah.
That is unbelievably ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are your thoughts on that? Do you think a government should do you think a government should be able to freeze your bank account because you donated to a GoFundMe for a convoy? Like, that's fucking
No, I don't want
ridiculous.
at the end of the day, I don't want the government to have any kind of control over my stuff.
They shouldn't have fucking access to any of the shit. It's same with what Edward Snowden was unveiling in America, the mass surveillance, right? I don't think the government should have access to any of that. Our phone calls, our search history, our anything. I think privacy is something that people don't think about they don't think about as much as they should.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Literally, all these companies like Facebook and shit like that, they've made billions off of our information. And we let them harvest it by clicking I agree on a box that we didn't read. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's crazy. And when I see shit like this, and like I said, this is very recent, so it's just developing as we speak. But yeah, the government can now freeze the bank accounts of anybody that is supporting the convoy or anybody involved in it. So basically, they're fucked. They would have to go home, because how would you live? Right? Yeah. How would you live without your money? And then it goes crazier than that, right? So it goes to the GoFundMe. That's why the GoFundMe got shut down for the truck convoy. And also there's talk about crypto now. They can also halt your crypto if they know like your wallet's address and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like they're trying to block crypto transactions, because that's what a lot of people were doing, was they were going to crypto because it's, blockchain, it's, untraceable, but it's not untraceable. It fucking is.
Yeah.
And then apparently another thing was in Ottawa, the Ontario Provincial Police, is that they're actually going around to people's houses in Ottawa that are posting on Facebook pro convoy choices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people who are posting on Facebook support for the convoy, the fucking police are going to their houses and telling them to take it down. Holy shit, man. And I've seen videos of it. Like, it's not a joke. I thought that was a joke. I thought, I'm like, these are just crazy right-wingers trying to make stupid news. But there's actually a video of a chick, and it's a police officer in I don't think it's a Spirit Halloween costume. It looks like a fucking real cop.
Yeah.
And they're I mean, if it is fake, it's the best fake ever. But it's just like, holy shit, man. Like, can you imagine like somebody coming to your house? So Ryan, I noticed you. I noticed that you posted. I really like you on the Big Tit Bitches subreddit. We're gonna need you to take that down.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a little sexist.
yeah. It'll say-
Also, we noticed that you streamed Resident Evil around 7 p.m. and something with something on called a Speedo mod for Leon. Yeah, we're gonna have to find you $50 for being a sick
Yeah.
fuck. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really say about that. I just wanted to mention it because it is a developing thing, and I think that's too far. I
Yeah.
think the government is absolutely overstepping,
Mhm.
and I don't know. All I could say for all the people out there, fuck the government. Be good to yourselves, though.
Yeah.
Don't be a dickhead to your neighbor. I don't care if you disagree. Just be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice to your neighbor, because that's how we get back at the government. Because guess what? That's all we're gonna have if the government did go tyrannical. That's what we're gonna have to rely on is each other. So
Yeah. But yeah, again, and just in general,
love your neighbor.
let me know. I think
Agree to disagree.
mental health is at an all-time low. Again, I'm kind of part of that. And that's like, and now again, yeah, I'm kind of part of that, and I'm trying to make the right steps and directions to improve my mental health. And part of it is trying to be surrounded by supportive friends and family, and
Yep.
and for the people that, like, again, it's that idea, like, let's try to chill out on freaking out on people on Facebook and social media. Just
Yes.
opinions, and I understand everyone has their right to express, but like, maybe take a step back and be like, okay, he's just trying to vent. It's shitty,
Yeah.
but
I always look now. I always just say by posting something, I think about all I think, and yes, there's freedom of speech. I get it. There's gonna be every person saying that, right?
Mhm.
Every fucking person. Well, it's freedom of speech, and I can say what I want, which is true. But what I'm saying, just for myself, because I don't like to start shit. I literally hate fighting. I hate
Mhm.
fighting people because it's just, I don't like it. It's awkward. It's rude. People are fucking mean, and it's just, I, I don't like fighting. I don't. But
Mhm.
here's what I do when I'm gonna post a comment or something. I just think, is this helping? Is this a good use of my time?
Yeah,
And also, is this falling on deaf ears? You
yeah,
know, if it's a fucking if you're trying to make a stab at like our honorable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and you're on a Justin Trudeau fan page, chances are it's gonna fall on deaf ears, and you're
yeah.
just gonna get You're just gonna get made into mincemeat. So just don't.
Mhm.
I'm just saying for your own mental health, sometimes it's better to just leave things unsaid.
Mhm.
And again, speech, because I'm not saying you can't speak. I'm saying sometimes it's
Yeah,
better. I just post sometimes to be funny, but
yep,
then that's it. I don't read the comments after. I
yeah.
do the post and ghost thing.
Mhm.
I read Twitter on the shitter so I don't get bitter. That's my rules for life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good.
But yeah,
Nice.
and that's it. So yeah, that's really all I had for today. Did you have anything else? Any
No,
closing remarks for your statement, sir?
no, no. I think I could think of not really any statements at all, but I'm kind of getting excited. My ordered my mic right back at the beginning of February, It's coming from
Oh,
China,
yeah.
so I'm hoping that it's actually a legit thing. It has 84. So I was looking a little bit more. There's 8,400 reviews on that shipment or the person, the
Yeah.
seller, and they're 4.8 out of 5 stars. And I've been looking at some of the reviews, and they don't look like bots. They look like legit people.
It
And
is good, Mike. Great sound quality. Would
yeah,
recommend.
yeah. So I'm hoping.
Who who posted this review? Giark? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck!
Yeah. The so I don't know if it's gonna come in by the time I'm on the podcast. It should be actually. I think so. I think I should.
That's 2 weeks away, so you should be,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Hopefully, it's saying. Here's the thing. It's saying that I should receive it between the 25th to March 3rd, which is better than what were they originally saying. They were saying between February 25th and March 18th.
That's ugly.
But it is saying, okay, I was just looking up the tracking thing. It's kind of prolonging this podcast, but at one point, dude, it was saying it was in China, then it was in Canada, then back in China, then in Canada, then China again, and now back in Canada. So, what the fuck?
Where did it ship out of China? I guarantee it was Shenzhen.
Yes, it is. Yeah, exactly.
It
It's
is
100%.
fucking always.
Yeah.
Everything, pretty much everything ships out of Shenzhen.
Yeah. So
And I'm probably butchering that name. It's probably like Shenzhen.
Yeah, exactly. The so
I played. I want you to know I played Dynasty Warriors 5 back in the day, so I basically know Chinese.
Oh yeah, you definitely, certainly. I imagine Dylan is also fluent in Chinese as well.
We are Konnichiwa. Yeah. That's brother.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
we know Zhuge Liang, the strategist, Sima Yi, Lu Bu, Hong Kong. I know all the words.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Trying to impress a girl on the first date. Yeah, I know a little bit of Chinese.
I know a little. Well, I should say Mandarin.
Mandarin,
it's not called Chinese. It's Mandarin or Cantonese. All right, get it right.
Yeah.
Get it right or pay the price. I beat you to it, bitch. We were both gonna say that. Get it right or pay the price.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all. So hopefully maybe my audio sounds a little bit different next time. We'll see how she goes.
Great, man. That'll be good. You'll have to get it all tweaked out.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped.
That's sweet, man. Well, everybody, thank you for listening to this episode, and remember to follow the podcast on all social media, and don't forget to catch the Houster. Where do you stream?
Twitch, _Houster.
Link in the comment section.
So, Father George, Pastor George, go watch Ryan's stream. But yeah, check out his stream. He's finishing Resident Evil 2 right now, I think.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Are you doing the whole thing? Are you going all the way up to 8?
I'm going all the way up to 8, man. I'm at 2 remake. I just finished. I'm past the halfway point because I'm doing Leon's. I would almost consider saying, almost like just about to 3/4 point, because when you do the second run through with the second character, it's like half as long of a story.
Oh yeah. Well, especially you got like 100 hours in that game. Jesus Christ.
I have 100. Yeah, I have 108 hours into a linear single player game.
Speedrun world record.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, catch him there, and we will see you guys. Well, I'll see you next week. This traitor will be gone.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, and I'll see you guys next week because I'm more important. All right, peace out.
Peace, boys.